There's always something to talk about in the off season. What is going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. Before I begin, if you're new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, if this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this out with anyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Your support means everything to me. Currently sitting at 170 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to that 200. If you all could help me get there, I would greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. All right. So let's begin. Now, I put out a video last month about Cuban pitcher Yariel Rodriguez. So for those of you that don't know, Yariel Rodriguez is a pitcher who was a starting pitcher in Cuba, but when he played in Japan, he pitched out of the bullpen. So he had experience in both. There was several teams that were interested in him, and the Blue Jays ended up being the front runners. And then we learned today that the Blue Jays have signed him to a $32 million 4-year deal. All right, so that's the deal that they made. Blue Jays and Yariel Rodriguez, $32 million for 4 years. But right now he's facing some visa issues, so that's what's stopping the deal right now. But once that gets resolved, then the deal will become official. All right. And Yariel Rodriguez, he was somebody that I looked into, and he's got some great stuff. He has a fastball that sits at about 96 miles per hour, but it could top out at 100. And he's got a nasty slider as well. So, the Blue Jays got a good pitcher in Yariel Rodriguez. Hopefully he plays well for him. And it was definitely a need for the Blue Jays. So, they got their guy in Yariel Rodriguez, and we'll see what other moves the Blue Jays do. If there's any other pitching that they may acquire. Okay, so let's talk about the Yankees a little bit. All right, so I was just kind of taking some notes here, and I was watching some of the hot stove report with Jack Curry, and he was talking about how the Yankees and what moves they may make, and right now, or if they'll wait till later in the season once they kind of assess everything. Right now, there was a conversation about a starting pitcher. Now, they did have a conversation with Blake Snell. They made an offer to Blake Snell for $150 million for 5 years, which would have been, $30 million a year. And Blake Snell did not accept that offer. He declined it. Scott Boras is trying to get his client, Blake Snell, a contract just north of $200 million. And, I don't know that the Yankees are willing to offer that. Okay. And if they're not going to offer that, they may look for a starting pitcher in a trade with a team. So and a couple of teams that come to mind is the Miami Marlins and the Seattle Mariners. They need bats. The Yankees need pitching. So those are two teams that make perfect trade partners. So we'll see what happens there. And then as far as Jordan Montgomery goes, that's unlikely. I don't think at this point it's going to happen. Jordan Montgomery has expressed his interest in going back to the Texas Rangers, which that's where I had him originally going. As far as one of my predictions, as far as where free agents were going to land, he did win a World Series with them, so to me, it only made sense that he would sign back with the Texas Rangers. Okay, now in terms of the bullpen, right? The Yankees bullpen is solid, right? If they were to go in with who they have right now in their currently in their bullpen, they would be fine. And that's the one area that they excel in is their bullpen. I mean, they have some great arms in there, and they bring in names that we have never heard of, right? Such as Clay Holmes or an Ian Hamilton. These two names that come to mind for me, who I haven't heard of. I didn't know who they were, and they pitch well. All right, now I know some of us Yankees fans, we talk about Clay Holmes and whether or not he should be a closer and should they go out and get a closer. Now that leads into the Josh Hader sweepstakes, right? Some Yankees fans want Josh Hader, some Yankees fans don't. It's a little difficult to, at least for me, to give somebody like Josh Hader, um, you know, giving him a over $100 million contract and giving him 20 million dollars a year. For me as a fan, I would find that hard to do. And it's not to take anything from his skill set. I think Josh Hader's an excellent pitcher. I just don't know if I would be willing to give him that kind of money. The other thing too is just I don't think he would be a good fit in New York. But that again, that's just my opinion. Other fans may feel different. I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong on this, but I just don't think it's worth giving him over $100 million, and that's what he's looking for. And I just don't think it's going to be the Yankees to do that. They could do it. I'm not saying they can, but I don't. Again, I don't envision that happening. Okay, they were linked to Hector Neris, who would be a less expensive option, but Hector Neris was reportedly looking for $50 million for 3 years, and I think the asking price for Neris that I think is a little too high. So, do the Yankees continue talking with him, or do they pivot back to Wandy Peralta and Keenan Middleton? All right, and those two pitchers, Middleton and Peralta, I would welcome back personally. I know some Yankees fans may feel different. I would welcome them back. Peralta, you ask him to go out and pitch, he pitches. He doesn't argue. He'll go out there and give it his all. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to go out there. He'll bring it. All right. Middleton, if you remember, he was acquired at the trade deadline from the White Sox. And the games that he did pitch, he pitched well. I liked what I saw. And I was hoping, maybe the Yankees can bring him back on a 1-year deal and he wouldn't, be an expensive option. Right. So there is a possibility that the Yankees do bring back Wandy Peralta and Keenan Middleton. If they did bring those two guys back, I think they would be done with their bullpen, even though their current situation with the bullpen is good right now, but having those two guys back would make it better. Would I welcome a Hector Neris trade? Or excuse me, Hector Neris signing? Absolutely, I would. Okay. But I don't know, again, if the Yankees are willing to go $50 million for 3 years. That might be a little too much. Especially with him, being a little bit on the older side. He's about 34 years old. And Hector Neris could sign with the Houston Astros. All right. Because the Houston Astros did lose. Well, I don't want to say they lost him, but their relief pitcher, Kendall Graveman, is going to miss out on the entire 2024 season because he just got surgery on his right shoulder. So the Astros could very well come in and sign Neris. So there could be a connection there, or there could be a reuniting there. All right, so I can envision that happening. potentially. All right. So I'll say like this: Yankees are not done. All right, they're still gonna make some moves. I think there's still I do believe that there might be a few players that are gonna get traded. There could be a few players that could get DFA'd. We'll just have to see what happens. All right. But you all tell me what you think. Let's load up the comments. Tell me what you think. I want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, or what are your opinions? Let me know. Okay. And if other news comes out, I'll definitely keep you in the loop. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this out. Your support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you all next time.